What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be reviewing the Jada RC Hyperchargers. So this is a cheap toy grade RC you can get at a few different stores or get it online. We got this one from Target for right at $20. So it is pretty cheap for what you get here. So it does come in a lot of different body styles. We got the Camaro, but as you can see, it is pretty good detail for being a cheap RC. They did put quite a bit of detail on it. They do have, the licensed Chevy logos and everything. Got your yellow and black wheels there. So it is a really nice looking body on it. So looking at the controller, it is a 2.4 gigahertz controller. So it is pretty light. It doesn't feel cheap though, it doesn't rattle around. It's easy to hold in one hand, or easy for smaller hands to hold. It's one of those ones where it's just on all the time, so you just start controlling it and go. No on or off switch. It's not digital proportional, it's just all or nothing with both the steering and the throttle. It's just with these joystick controls here. But it's a nice little controller. It works perfectly fine, and it does do a pretty decent distance. It is 2.4 gigahertz. But looking closer at the car, the body is pretty durable. As you can see, over the years, this one's gotten pretty scraped up from hitting stuff. It is a pretty hard plastic, but I've never been able to crack it or anything. If I hit something hard, it's never broken or cracked, so it is a nice and durable body. So going on the underside of it, you do have these rubber tires, which is a pretty nice thing for cheap toy grade RC. They're really thin and they are pretty hard compound, so you won't expect too much grip out of them, but it's enough. In the middle you do have the steering trim right there, and one of the main points of these Hyperchargers, as you can see, is the charging. So it does come with a built-in rechargeable battery with a USB charger, which is really handy. You just plug this into any outlet with a brick on it or anything like that, and it charges up actually pretty fast. So that's a really nice feature, and the battery does last a long time. Here's the on and off switch. So all the motor and stuff is in here. So it is just driven by the two rear wheels here. It's just a solid, no differential or anything. So it is a pretty decently, well-built car. I mean, of course, no suspension or anything, but can't expect too terribly much from a cheap RC. So now that we've looked over it here, let's go ahead and go test it out. Okay, so this is an indoor RC, of course, so that's where we're going to be testing it. So just got the rechargeable battery, so you just flip the switch, it's on, and the controller's pretty much always on. You just start controlling it, the green light will go, and you can take off. So as you can see, it is pretty decently quick for being an indoor cheap RC. I don't really know the exact miles an hour or anything, but it's like fast walking speed, so not too bad for indoors. You can hear that. That's the servos. They're just really loud from the box. It's just really loud servos. I don't know why. So I mean, it does make a lot of noise when you're driving it. Just the steering, the sound of the tires spinning, everything is it's really noisy. It doesn't sound good, but it works fine, so it's fine. So those rubber tires do grip pretty good, like turning corners and stuff. If you flip the throttle, like full reverse, when you're going forward, you can kick the tail end out like that. So you can have fun with it, and if you put tape on the tires, then it just drifts around really good. So I've continuously trimmed this thing in the past, and as you can see, it just, when I go straight, it wants to go to the right a lot. So I'm not really sure why, but it's just something it does. So something that is excellent plus of this RC is the battery life. I mean, it doesn't take too terribly long to charge. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that this thing probably gets like 30 minutes of runtime on one charge. And that's just crazy for an RC to get that much. And I mean, as you can see, it is a pretty quick, fun little RC, so you don't get too bored with it too quickly. So you can do a little burnout if you just go up against something and just go full throttle forward. Doesn't really sound that good, but it's a burnout. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. It's definitely a great little RC, and I'd highly recommend it. Oh shoot, it died. So this is a cheap indoor toy grade drone. Okay, so this is of course an indoor drone, or